안녕하세요. Guys, it's Wit. As you can see, 13 seconds is a very, very good time to actually get this done. So if you want to get your hands on the COLOTOY Tormentor, and it is very easy, I'm going to show you a very easy setup that you can use with Serena to get it done. Now, that is not to say Serena is the only one that can get this done, but to me, I tried all the other Descendant and she was the best at doing this. Anyway, to claim the COLOTOY, you need to come to ETA 0 and then go to the last option, and then you can see the COLOTOY is right here. Now, as you can see, it is a limited edition, meaning every season they come with one of those things, and after the season ends, you can no longer get them. They come in rotation. So far, this is the third one that we have, and this one is pretty interesting. Somebody asked me how to get it, so I decided to make a video to show other people if they are interested in getting this thing. Anyway, one thing you also need to note is that with this certified voucher, you are going to need to use them while you are in the season because they reset every season. So if you don't use them, you lose them. So make sure you use them. Again, it's going to cost you 300. That's 75 runs. But with 15 seconds, 30 seconds run, it should take you no time. And it's not that bad. Even if you do it 1 minute per run, remember you have 3 lives. You don't have to do it in one go. So you can just use all your 3 lives. As long as you get the kill, then you will get your 4 vouchers and go on with your life. Anyway, the first thing is going to be our weapon. This is what we have for stats. As far as stats are concerned, I'm using the Ancient Knight. This is not the only weapon that you can use to kill this boss, but this is what I am using. It's been working fine, even though the stats are not top notch, but it's got the job done. Now, you can use different stats for your core, but those are the ones that I am using. So if we go down, continue going, you can also try to put the Colossus damage in your core stats to match what you have on the gun, but it is not necessary in my opinion because, like I said, it's been working fine. 15 seconds, 13 seconds, 14 seconds kill, or even 30 seconds is good enough for me. Anyway, for the modules on the gun, this is the setup that I have going. I go with Toxic, and this is pretty much what you should use on this boss to make it easier. And if you decide to go with something else, it's okay because there's a lot of people that don't have to use Toxic to get this done. But this is easier for me, so I use that one. Again, this is one of the variants when it comes to the meta for this gun. So you can use something different, but this is what I have going. Now, for Descendant module, so if we go in, and this is the setup that I am using. Now, remember Serena's 4th ability, scale of HP. So you need to focus on HP to get the most damage. Anyway, for the module, the most important thing that you need to note is the walk a tightrope. So whenever your health goes to 50% or lower, you get a boost in weapons damage. And to go with walk a tightrope, you have conditional recharge just to meet that requirement for the 50%. So that's why you see in the beginning of the video, I pump my wings 3 times to get to that 50% threshold. When you land in the fight, you got 17 seconds to get this done. You don't have to do it all 3 pumps within that 17 seconds, but at least once you start shooting, you need to be around the 50% threshold just so you can get that boost. Anyway, now the rest of it, it's meta stuff, so it's pretty much what everybody is using, and there is nothing really, really special about it. You can have different setup. You should be good to go. But this has been working for me, so take it with a grain of salt. Now let's go to the components and reactor. For the reactor, you basically can use any reactor that you want, whether it's fire or not. As long as you have the right stats, you should be good to go. Now, we only worry about gun damage, so we're not worried about skill damage. So the stats on the bottom are going to be what should be important to you. So for me, I have skill cooldown and skill duration up. There are a lot of other options that you can choose, but those are the ones that have been working for me. So that's what I have. Now for components, I'm using a 2 sets ascending armory just for that skill cost. But you can use different setup as long as you have a lot of HP to give you the damage that you need. You should be good to go. So max HP everywhere. Just make sure you max out your stats on your components. There is a new system in the game right now where you can max out your stats. That's why you see mine are maxed out. So if you want to know how to get this done, just check out the description. I will leave a video link in the description for you if you want to check it out to see how to max out your HP, your stats, whatever you need to do for the components. So that's what we have. And then for the sensor, you can see max MP. Just try to max this out. This is very important. And we got MP recovery in combat. So those are basic, normal, standard stats you would have in those. That's what I have here. You can have something different as long as you have the HP on this and then the MP and this. Those are the most important. You should be good to go. And the rest of them, max HP on top. And yeah, and you can also have max HP on this one. So just do whatever you can to get the most HP out of those components and you'll be cooking. Anyway, you can see my health is at 39,000. That's a very, very good position to be in with this setup for Serena. Now let's go into the Arche tuning and we can check out, see how I get it set up. Now, this is my setup for the Arche tuning. As you can see, I took all the health as much as possible. I go this route and then I go up there and you can see the weak point damage. Now, this is not the only way you can do this setup. You can set it up the way you want, whatever works for you. This one has been working for me since the beginning of Serena, so that's what I've been using. And we go up there, take all these nodes, and make sure you get the Colossus nodes as well because you're fighting Colossus. And then also important is the affinity damage because we're trying to get as much toxic damage as possible, so this is going to help you. Now, I don't get all the nodes. I can get this one, but there are some important ones up there that I was trying to get. So the crit rate and also this right here. So the amount of points that you have is 40, so you can't get everything, but you get as much as you can. But this is the way that I get mine set up. It's been working fine. So if you decide to do something else, that's okay. Now let's go into the inversion reinforcement. Now this one right here, you can see I'm using toxic focus run, strike point amplification, and aerial maneuver. Now the two most important one in here for me is the toxic and the strike point amplification. So if you see on top here, the strike point amplification, you get that weak point damage. That's the reason why when I start shooting the boss, I go for the shoulders and trying to hit those weak points, even though I'm on controller. But with Serena, you get that accuracy in the air, so you should be good to go. If you don't mess up, 15 seconds, 13 seconds is going to be easy. And then for the toxic rounds, that doesn't need any explanation. Anyway, and then the third one, you don't really need to have this. You can try something different, but you know, it's a very good buff. If you use this, you should be good to go. But if you don't, you'll be fine as well. And finally, one thing you need to make sure of with the fellow, do not use the fellow that gives you health. Use the one that gives you ammo instead, or don't use them at all, because if you use the one that gives you health, it's going to mess up your rotation for work a tight rope and conditional recharge. Because if they're giving you health, then your health is not at 50%, then you lose that damage buff. So just be aware of that. Other than that, that's basically all you need to know. It is not very hard to get this done. 300 vouchers, 75 runs. You don't have to do it at one time. If you have some time, just do 25 runs per session and you should be good to go, because 25 runs will give you a 100 voucher. And it is very horrible to only get 4, but it is what it is. They don't want everybody to have it, at least that's what I think. So they make it a little bit challenging so you don't get it too fast. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this helps you out. I will see you guys in the next one.